Hi everyone, I'm Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. It's Friday. It's been a week, hasn't it? It's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? If we're all honest here. Yeah, it was a little bit better one, though I have to say I did make myself crazier by trying to do Whole30, which yes, I have already quit Whole30. So I've been mentally preparing for this for weeks. Eating stuff up, psyching myself up mentally, like, okay, you're gonna do this, it's gonna be great, like you're starting ahead of time, like you're not rebuying the bad stuff, etc. And then it started on Monday, and I spent Monday and Tuesday, like the whole days I was off, just pretty much sitting on the couch, thinking about what I could eat, what's okay to eat, what I can eat. I got some groceries, but it was so much money because I had to buy substitute stuff. And just as a heads up, keto mayo is disgusting. It tastes like mustiness times 10. It's so gross. Don't buy it if you have to. Don't. I was losing my mind. Poor Danny, that's when Ellie speaks. She got to hear my rambling. She was like, yeah, maybe this isn't for you. It's really not. It was just too much too soon. So instead what I'm going to do is just modify whatever I can as much as I can and make better choices than I have been. And that's been going just fine. You know, eat no chips with a sandwich or fewer chips, or don't get fries if I eat out, or not have a soda every time the opportunity arises, and always opt for organic if I can get organic for something. And, you know, I'm just trying that instead because it just hijacked my brain. So yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And I think I was so nervous too with the election. No one knew what was going to happen. If there would be a bunch of nutsy people trying to, you never know. So glad everything was smooth. And now I feel like I can breathe again and I have a little hope. So not much reading got done this week. That's to be sure. Okay, song of the week this week is Bonnie Raitt. I'm Not the Only One. If for some reason I can't link to it, if it's not on YouTube, I'll pick another Bonnie Raitt song, but that's the one that's been stuck in my head the last couple of days. I don't know why, I just like it, so enjoy some Miss Bonnie. I got 2 books in this week. I'll do those quickly. They're both from Book of the Month. So the one that I chose for January is Outlawed by Anna North. I think everyone has heard about this pretty much or seeing it. It's making the rounds. Set in 1894 in the West, in a town where if you are unmarried, they think you're a witch and they try to kill you. Is that right? She's 17. Yeah. Year of marriage, no pregnancy, in a town where barren women are routinely hanged as witches. Her survival depends on leaving behind everything she knows. So she joins the Hole in the Wall gang, and yeah, so it's sort of a feminist Western. And it sounds like fun. So I'm looking forward to this one eventually. And then when you're a member of Book of the Month, in January, they always let you pick one of the finalists for the Book of the Year. So you pick one of 5 books for free. It's pretty nice. So of the 5 that were available, the only one I either didn't already own or was really interested in, and I really wanted this one, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This has been making the rounds as well. So set in France in the early 1700s, and it's about a woman who can live forever, who lives forever, but her curse is that no one remembers her until one day someone does remember who she is. And then she kind of, like, what does she do with this now? Because it's been, I think, 100 years, hundreds of years, and someone remembers her finally. So how does she handle that? So this should be really good. Okay, and on to the 2 books that I finished. It was purely due to insomnia and anxiety that I read these, because I finished both of them on ebook, but that's all right. Okay. First up is 32 Yolks by Eric Ripert, a memoir of his life and, of course, how he started as a chef in France. Very interesting. I really like Eric. If you don't know who Eric is, here he is in the back. He seems like such a nice guy. I know he's an incredibly hard worker, but I got to know him a little better through watching Anthony Bourdain's show. And God, I miss that show and Anthony Bourdain so much. But they were really close friends. Tony isn't in here at all, but he does blurb the back. As this came out just after Tony killed himself. So anyways, Eric was on Anthony's show, and I always like seeing him. He's such a bright, calm spot in some chaos and up for a good joke, and you know, so this was really fascinating. Look at not only the restaurant scene in France in the, I think, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and how he got all over the country, essentially, how he moved up. The amount of abuse he tolerated at some places is unbelievable. I mean, Robuchon, I'd heard horror stories about Robuchon before, but to see what it was like from Eric's perspective, I never would have made it past 3 minutes. There's no way. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm out. You're a dick. Just left. But to see Eric grow up and see what his home life was like, and the loss that he had, losing his father at a young age, and the abuse he endured at the hands of his stepfather. And I mean, it's just fascinating. If you like memoirs, if you like books about food, I think you would really enjoy this book. It's not that long, maybe 250 pages, not even. Let's see here. No, just about 250. Very easy to read. Once you get into the flow of it, it's just lovely. Veronica Chambers is the one who helped him write it, and I think translate a few things as well. So excellent, 4 stars. Really, really enjoyed it, and I look forward to a second one, assuming there will be, because he leaves when he gets to DC, comes to the States for the first time to work, and he's in his mid-20s. So there's a lot more to come, and I'm looking forward to it. And the only other one I finished this week is Vanessa and Her Sister by Priya Parmar. This is historical fiction set in the Bloomsbury set in England in the early 1900s. So it's based on, of course, real people. Virginia Woolf, Leonard Woolf, her sister Vanessa Bell, and her husband, all their friends, Lytton Strachey and Desmond. And if you know anything about the Bloomsbury set at all, you should read this book. So while a lot of it is based in fact, and she accessed a lot of letters and diaries and journals, the main gist, the meat of this story is Vanessa's diary, Virginia's sister. But Vanessa never kept a diary in real life. So it's all imagined conversations and fleshed out conflicts between people. But a lot of the affairs are real, and the timeline is real, and world events are really real and happening. And I just really, really enjoyed it. It would really help if you could tab somehow at the beginning of the book a list of characters, because some characters don't come in until quite late, and then by then you're like, who is this person? Or they're just in the beginning. And a lot of them, the whole Bloomsbury set had either one or multiple nicknames for each other. So I put this book down in December. I just didn't read it in December. Started in November, and then really just finished it this month mostly. But I didn't remember who Goat was. I didn't remember who the Goth was. I just didn't remember stuff like that. So if you already know the stuff, that's great. You don't have to do a cheat sheet for yourself. But I had to keep stopping and going back to say, like, who is this person? Do I know this person? Oh, that's that person. Got it. Okay, great. So that was my only little hint or tip. Read it closer together. Don't do what I did. And familiarize yourself or reference back to the first list of characters with nicknames, because it's confusing. But just fascinating as heck. I've always liked the Bloomsbury set. I've always liked Virginia Woolf and been intrigued by her sister, Nessa, because I didn't know much about her other than she was a painter. So really enjoyed this. 4 stars. Recommended, especially if you like Virginia Woolf, if you like the Edwardian era, end of Edwardian era, if you like anyone that's involved in this time or place on this square. Yeah, recommended very highly. So it was great. And I'll be getting rid of, this is a ARC. It was published 1/13 of 15, so January 13th, 2015. Yeah, I got this from when I worked at the library. So I will be letting this go and looking for a hard copy at some point, but I'm not going to rush out and buy one. And, you know, if I find one at a used bookstore or thrift store somewhere, perfect. If I don't, that's quite all right. So, okay, what's coming up here? not much. It's pretty quiet because all of my clients kind of chunked together in a week and a half period. I have one person Friday this week, and then next week so far I don't have any appointments whatsoever, which is bad financially, but great otherwise because this house needs working on. And if I can devote time to really genuinely going through things, I'm doing, again, an adapted KonMari method where I'm trying to gather as much as I can, whatever I can see in each category, like going through shirts or shoes or whatever it will be on that day, gathering as much as I can together and going through it all at once and trying to be realistic about my built-in parameters. Like my closet is this wide, so that's all I can have for clothing to hang, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to really get somewhere there. Reading wise, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. Everything is pretty much paused except for those 2 books that I finished. I haven't read anything much. I did start The Lost City of Z by David Grann. I'm about 10% in, and so far so good. It's interesting. I will watch the movie after I finish it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not expecting the best thing ever. I don't think I got great reviews, but I'm sure it will be just fine for a pleb like me. Yeah, I'm working on The Wellness Project still by Phoebe, I want to say Dynevor. That's a Bridgerton actor's last name, never mind. By Phoebe somebody. I held it up a couple weeks ago. It was about this woman's wellness journey. I'm working on that. It is due at the library though, and I'm out of renewals. So when I go to the library Friday morning to return a bunch of stuff, I will ask if I can check it in and check it out again, since there's no hold for it. So I'll keep working on that. That is set up like Gretchen Rubin's The Happiness Project. So to try and help herself when she turned 30, she picked 1 month to focus on certain aspects of her life. So it's about not going whole hog, because who can afford to do that? And it's taxing and it upends your entire life, into like wellness and changing your diet and how you sleep and everything else. She focuses on one thing a month and then gives you like a few tips at the end of the month or a recipe or something to help you yourself figure something out. So working on that one, and yeah, that's about it. Just trying to sort through books and sort through things and get through the day. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all reading something fabulous and have a little hope now and are doing well, staying healthy, and I will talk to you guys very soon in my next one. Have a great weekend, everybody.